The origins of the Christian cross, a theistic Satanist perspective. Origins of the cross, a historical overview. The Christian cross, often exalted as a sacred symbol of salvation, predates Christianity itself and owes its origins to a myriad of older traditions. Far from a uniquely Christian emblem, the cross can be traced to pagan spiritual systems where it symbolized the union of opposites earth and sky, life and death. Its roots extend into Babylonian and Egyptian traditions, where similar cruciform shapes represented life, fertility, and cosmic balance. The adoption of this symbol by Christianity was not an organic development, but a deliberate appropriation designed to co-opt its resonance in pre-existing cultures. For theistic Satanists, this symbolic theft underscores the lack of originality in Christian doctrine and reveals the cross as a tool of manipulation rather than divine truth. Its pre-Christian meanings have been diluted into a tool of spiritual control, stripped of its earlier connections to natural cycles and pagan wisdom. Pagan roots and adaptation. The earliest forms of the cross, such as the Egyptian ankh, the symbol of life, were far removed from the Christian narrative. The ankh, a looped cross, represented the unity of feminine and masculine energies, tied to deities like Isis and Osiris. Similarly, in Babylonian culture, the cross symbolized the sun god Tammuz, embodying the eternal cycles of life and death. When Christianity spread across pagan lands, the cross became a bridge to convert indigenous populations. By co-opting a symbol that already held sacred meaning, the early church disguised its foreign theology as a natural extension of local beliefs. This act of appropriation demonstrates the Christian tradition's reliance on pagan roots to build its identity, a reliance theistic Satanists view as evidence of spiritual falsity and weakness. The role of the Council of Nicaea. The Council of Nicaea in 325 CE marked a critical turning point for Christianity, shaping its doctrines and symbols into tools of imperial power. Convened by Emperor Constantine, this council sought to unify the fractured beliefs of early Christians into a singular, state-approved narrative. Central to this effort was the elevation of the cross as the dominant symbol of the faith. However, the council's decisions were far from divine inspiration. Political expediency dictated which texts were canonized and which were condemned as heretical. Symbols like the cross were codified not for their spiritual truth, but for their utility in consolidating power. For theistic Satanists, the Council of Nicaea exemplifies the artificial construction of modern Christianity, where political motives overshadow genuine spiritual exploration. Influence of the Essenes and Gnosticism. Before the institutionalization of Christianity, mystical sects like the Essenes and Gnostics offered alternative spiritual paths that emphasized inner transformation and direct communion with the divine. The Essenes, a Jewish ascetic sect, were known for their apocalyptic visions and rejection of worldly corruption, while the Gnostics delved into esoteric wisdom that sought liberation from material entrapment. Interestingly, both the Essenes and Gnostics rejected the worship of a crucified savior. Gnostic texts often portrayed the crucifixion as an illusion, a symbol of humanity's imprisonment in the physical realm rather than a path to salvation. The early church dismissed these perspectives as heretical, erasing their nuanced understanding of spiritual liberation. Theistic Satanists might see this rejection as a fear of the liberating power inherent in questioning oppressive dogma, a power Satan embodies. Modern Christian tradition in context. Today's Christians venerate the cross as a symbol of redemption, often unaware of its syncretic origins. The traditions they practice, shaped by the Council of Nicaea and centuries of appropriation, are far removed from the radical mystical teachings of figures like the Gnostic or the Essenes. The cross, once a symbol of natural cycles and cosmic balance, has become an emblem of submission and conformity. From a theistic Satanist perspective, the modern cross represents spiritual stagnation, a barrier to genuine enlightenment. It is a reminder of the Church's systematic erasure of alternative spiritualities and its reliance on borrowed symbols to project authority. For Satanists, the rejection of the cross is not merely a rejection of Christianity, but a reclamation of spiritual autonomy and a return to deeper, more authentic truths. Conclusion: the Christian cross, stripped of its pre-Christian vitality and laden with centuries of dogma, is a symbol of a faith built on appropriation and control. From its pagan roots to its codification at the Council of Nicaea, the cross reflects the manipulative strategies of an institution that sought power over liberation. By tracing its origins, theistic Satanists uncover a story not of divine revelation but of human politics and spiritual theft, one that reaffirms the importance of forging one's own path to enlightenment.